Welcome back to another episode of Real Talk. I'm here with my mom, and today's episode is a bit more different than what we normally do. We got a whole new setup, the whole new thing from what we were recording previously. We were recording to our house. This time we actually have a studio, and we decided to up things up. And today's topic is fitness and sports. So right before we go into the whole topic, I will ask my mom what is your most memorable experience playing in your childhood? We'll start from your childhood and then we slowly go up to your age and all. So what is your most memorable experience playing in your childhood?
The most memorable was our holidays in Penang. We used to have like holidays in December. My father used to work in the estate, so his holiday will start in December. So we used to go to Penang, and we stay there for about a week. That was like a beach, go to the beach, play in the water, the seaside. That was exciting for all of us. And all of us used to be together that time. The whole family used to go together and have fun. Wake up. I don't know how we used to wake up, but we used to wake up at 5 a.m. and go watch the seaside, go to the seaside, watch the sunrise. We never realized what we were doing, but we enjoyed it. That was it always plays in my mind. The togetherness we had as a family too.
So how many of y'all were in that family?
We were all 6 of us.
6 of you, including your parents?
Yeah, including my parents, 8 of us.
8 of y'all?
Yeah, 8 of us. But all the siblings, my brothers, my sister, we used to have good time, basically fantastic time we used to have. That was a good holiday for all of us.
Then what else y'all used to do other than going to the beach?
My father will leave us there, and then he'll go and get the food. It's a hotel, I still remember the hotel used to be Lone Pine or some hotel by the seaside. It was basically it was a fantastic experience. So every year we used to do the same thing, and we never got bored with it. We look forward, all of us look, it's December, so definitely father is taking us to Penang. We'll have a good time. I don't know, Penang was so wonderful to us. We enjoyed the holiday. We enjoyed the togetherness as a family. And it was a good experience. I think all of us enjoyed.
Then what else activity y'all used to do as a family? What do y'all, other than going beach, y'all used to stay at home? Do y'all used to do anything that in particular?
That we used to do a lot of things. I still remember the time we used to play board games. First, it started with Ludo and Snake and Ladder. And Ludo was I used to play with my brothers, my sister. All of us used to play, 4 of us. More persons, we see who goes out first. And it used to go on and on and on. And then later we went on to Monopoly. My father got a set, a Monopoly set. And we used to play board games. Monopoly, they taught us how to play Monopoly. And always the banker used to be my brother Guna. And it so happened he used to banker, but the banker will never lose. We used to wonder why the banker is not always losing. Banker will always have money. And then it so happened in the end of the day, he joined a bank. He started working for a bank. I don't know whether it's coincidence or, but it was fun that time. We used to play, all of us used to play, and the game will go on and on and on until but there, during the estate, we don't have electricity. The generator used to go on, and we have to go and off the generator, after you finish playing at 12 a.m. and all that. One of us, normally me and my sister will go. All of us will go together and turn off the generator, and the whole house will be darkness. We will come back running because we'll be scared. We'll be all dark. We'll come running back to the house. But the Monopoly game was an experience because it taught us a lot of things, who will win, who will lose. But it was real fun in the end.
Is there a cheater in your family?
Not really cheater. Some people will get offers. Some cannot control the money. Some money will go off.
So you're telling me there's no cheaters in your family?
No, nobody cheats. Because the banker very strong. The banker will control all of
So
us.
basically, the banker was a cheater, lah.
No, he was not a cheater. He'll control, but he will never lose. So and then all of us started keeping eye on the banker. Hey, the banker is checking on us. Then we'll take turns to become banker after that. Okay, why don't I become the banker? You do that. You become banker. So one of us will take turns after that.
Okay. So before you go to the second question, I know this is our second episode, but I gotta remind you to always look at the camera. This is
okay.
You're not talking to me. You look at the camera. So second episode.
Okay.
You got to get used to that. So, okay. So second question. You started doing yoga at a certain age. Did you started doing yoga what age you started doing actually?
Yoga, maybe I started when I was 50 something.
50 something. Okay, before you start, have you done yoga when you were young?
I was very athletic, but not really yoga. I never did yoga
So
before.
I remember we used to go to yoga classes together, and also how did you actually start yoga?
Yoga, I didn't do much yoga until somebody introduced me to yoga class. He took me, he said, why don't you try this yoga class? And then I said, okay, why don't I try? And it was a different yoga class altogether.
So I know you are you got this fancy thing. You started going for this thing called hot yoga, and I ended up going with you. Hot yoga is really something different.
Yes. In fact, three of us went together, and two of you all dropped out.
Nobody dropped out. So in case if you all don't know what is hot yoga, it's basically doing yoga in a sauna room. Basically, you guys are doing yoga in a 40 degrees Celsius room, and you'll be just sweating for 1 hour. You will be in that whole studio with heat and doing poses and just staying in one place. At one point, it isn't about fitness anymore. It's about mental game.
Endurance.
It's basically survival. At one point, your body is just turned into survival mode, just that instant. I remember my first class, I almost died. I couldn't. But it's always that first class will push you towards a limit. After that, you'll be normal and back to normal again.
But I don't know, I enjoyed that heat, and basically because I think for me the sweating part was very bad. I don't sweat much. So when I went to yoga the first time, I realized, oh my God, I'm sweating. And it was like something wonderful for me. But the thing is, the first, in fact, all of us used to take the 90 minutes class. And the 90 minutes class was not easy. It was going on and on. Sometimes I'll be looking at my watch, seeing, is it time? Is it going to finish?
So the more you look at the watch, the more slower time goes in the studio.
That's the thing. I used to oh my God, I think, but I just continued on. And then sometimes I see whether both of you all are there.
Yeah.
You and Gajan are there. Oh, they're still there. So I continued on. But the yoga was a turning point for me. I found that I could be more flexible in the heated room.
But I know at what you were what age you started doing this hot yoga?
After 50.
Have anyone told you you're 50 years old, you shouldn't do yoga because you're turning old, and then you cannot do yoga, you are not as flexible as last time you were? Have anyone told you that?
People have, in fact, most of them don't know that they're not aware that I am into yoga. But in fact, I don't tell anyone that I'm doing yoga. I said I go to yoga class, but I don't say what sort of yoga class I go to. For instance, I don't say I go to hot yoga because some people are wondering, why is this lady going for a yoga class at this age? What if she breaks something? What if she falls down? But I'm very careful, and I feel I'm good.
What is the most challenging yoga pose you have attempted, fail, and still trying?
Oh, yes. In fact, quite a number of poses I'm okay with it, but the head to toe, sometimes when we are doing the exercise, I sometimes give up. Okay, next week I'll try. The next class I'll try whether I can do it or not. But it has been going on for some time. And
head to toe is the one you put the leg straight.
And put your head down on your knee. And I always say, okay, the one next to me will be doing. I think. Okay,
so basically, head to toe, if you all don't know, basically you're both standing here, and then you're standing on one leg with one leg up like that, and you're holding this, and your head is to your knee.
Forehead is to your knee.
And we're standing on one leg, right?
Yes. I will always say, okay, next week I will try, but I don't know whether I've given up or not, but I think I'm going to try.
Try again.
Try again. But I find it quite difficult for me to the balance and all that. But I'm definitely not giving up. I'm going to try again.
So what is the hardest part about hot yoga?
For me, I think the hardest part is staying in the heated room for all the time. Sometimes you just wait for the door to be open a little bit, especially when the temperature is 41. Because sometimes the instructors have had it for 41 degrees and everyone will be looking at each other. They'll be sweating and waiting for the door to be open. But I think I've got to a point where I don't look for the door to be open, but I enjoy being in the room.
Yeah. So I find like hot yoga is one thing that I learned is other than fitness is you got to be comfortable with the uncomfortable.
Yeah, and I enjoyed it when you came for the challenge and.
So every year this hot life yoga they will do this challenge.
30
days challenge. You have to come every day. You do a 90 minutes class.
2 90 minutes class.
No, two 90 minutes is the instructor.
One 90 minutes.
One 90 minutes. But I was going 2 lah. So that taught me like eventually you got to be comfortable with the uncomfortable situation.
But I enjoyed when you went for the 90 minutes challenge, for the hot yoga challenge, because I was able to up my yoga classes. Like I was also
It's basically we are competing with each other lah. It's like who can do more. Like I'm doing more, you can do more.
And until so much so, the instructor asked me, "Are you getting a certificate after this?" Because I was attending more classes. When I checked my Strava, I said, "Hey, I've attended more classes this time than any other time. Like my fitness level had gone up."
Yeah, so that's what our relationship became when we joined hot yoga. It became more towards a competition instead of a mother and son going to a fitness center to lose weight. It became a competition who can go to more classes and who can do more poses without resting. But I remember there was one situation where there was an instructor came, what's his name? Esak came and did the first class. We were drenched. Like drenched among all drenched
because he increased the temperature to 41 more than 41.
So I remember it was the last pose. I was looking at her, she was looking at me. We both were like drenched and we both we were like dying halfway we can't do this.
But I think that one of the best
one of the best but the class was great. The moment once we come out it was with nothing nothing has been gone. Like we have been. It was so our body became so much better. Actually, I feel.
Yeah, in fact, that flexibility was there, and but we enjoyed that flexibility and the heat. But everyone was waiting because he refused to open the door.
He never opened the door. So to the audience that y'all don't understand the door concept. So basically, it's in a big studio. It's full heated. So the only way for cold air to come is when they open the door. So they can't leave us in the heat for a very long time. So they'll occasionally open the door, let some cool air to come in, cool down the body, and then they close. They cannot just open the door for long because your body has been in a temperature for long. And once they open the door, if your body temperature drops a bit, you'll go into a state of mode. You'll be a bit dizzy. And also, they are also really careful in that sense, so they don't open the door for a long time. So this particular instructor opened the door only once or twice.
In fact, beginning he didn't open the door until the other people in the yoga class complained.
Yeah, keep in mind you're not advised to go out of the studio once you're in the class because. Like I said, sudden drop of temperature will do harm to your body and you will go dizzy and that's how people faint and all. So they will, if you cannot do anything, they just ask to lie down. And that's what a lot of people do. But for his particular class, I know about 3-4 people left.
In fact, they wanted to leave. He was just looking at them and the instructors were like, okay, we don't know what's happening. So
Yeah.
after that, I think they would have briefed him.
Yeah.
So I think he kept the door open a bit more, and the
Yeah.
temperature was a bit down. But his class was intense. It was intense, and you could go like 900 calories if you ask
Yeah.
me.
What was the most you have burned?
His class,
His-
definitely
900 calories?
900 calories. Touched 90 minutes was 900 calories. Actually, nobody touched that 900 calories as yet.
Oh, nobody attached. So, okay, let's move on to the next question. Like, I know you now, you just started a new phase of life. I call it a new phase of life. You started traveling, you started going to places where everyone will ever dream of. But before that, you started doing this hiking thing.
Yes.
The only people I know hiking is like the group of 20, 30 or 40 years old people. You at 66 started hiking, like, you just started hiking. I don't, when I was small, I don't remember you hiking. The only time you were hiking is toward the staircase on top of our house.
Yeah, I climbed the 60 steps.
Yeah, that's all.
Most of the time I climbed the
now you're
60 steps.
climbing, now you're climbing mountains,
Mountains,
now you're
hills.
climbing waterfalls, now you're climbing. So, how did you actually start hiking?
In fact, hiking I started only last year. Last year when my friend asked me, do you want to come to Kedarnath with me? Do you want to come to Hemkund with me?
Where are these
Kedarnath
places?
is in India. It's a very, very long, it's a high altitude place.
It's mountain area
Yeah.
lah.
Hemkund also is more than 4,000 meters high. And then she said, you need to train. You need to have the stamina to climb. So she used to take me to Gasing. She said, come, let's go. The first time I climbed Gasing, I was, there's a steps called the killer steps in Gasing. And the first time I climbed, I couldn't do it. I was panting. I was panting like a dog, and I was like breathing in and out. And so much so one of the girls asked, is she okay? Can she come to India with you all? Can she climb the hill? And then, but my friend Gom said, no, we try. And then after that, I started going on my own. I started walking, getting my stamina up, climbing up steps more. And I realized that the stamina was the one which kept me going. And I was like, okay, I can do it. So Gasing was the starting point for me. I was like walking with them. But they used to go very slow. I think maybe because of me. They thought that I can't keep up. But I used to go on my own to Bukit Jalil Park and walk and do most of the walking near my place, get my stamina up. But I didn't know whether I did a good job, but when I went to India, I was able to keep up.
How long was that process of you training to go to India? How long did you train for?
Maybe about less than 3 months.
Less than 3 months. Can you tell me like a brief story on how was the trip? The whole trip.
The trip was very good.
Where did you go? What did you see? What did you hike? How high you went and all?
Like Hemkund was cold, and we had to walk up. So we walked up Hemkund, and then we had porter to carry our things. But Hemkund, I was helped. But when coming down, I walked all the steps down. And Hemkund was really, really good, but I managed to do it. Some used pony. Kedarnath, when you came down, going up, all of us used the pony. But coming down, all of us hiked down. Only 1 or 2 people used the pony, but Kedarnath was a hike, a memorable hike.
So
because it was
the hike was, how long was the hike? How many kilometers?
26 kilometers.
26 kilometers just walking.
Down. Yes,
and
coming
walking.
down,
Okay.
walking and walking. But anyway, since most of them are very seasoned hikers there, I was one of the last to reach. But I managed to reach.
As long as you finish, right?
I finished, and when I finished, I just sat down and they had a drink. I had my energy drink. I had something on vitamin C or something. I just put it in the water and started drinking. They asking me what was that. I said I just needed this, and I just drank that, and I was okay. But that was like opening for me. It was like, oh, I can do it. I managed to like walk with people half my age. And
Were you the oldest there?
No, there are people older than me there. But all of them are like seasoned, like they have been hiking like so many years. For me, it was like the first time hiking. But I managed to do it. And I was scared of ponies, okay?
So if you could go on a hike anywhere, where would it be and why? What do you think you will learn from the experience? If you could go anywhere around the world to hike, where would you go?
Maybe I would.
Okay, regardless your age, how you think you
I
could go
think
anywhere.
I definitely want to go to EBC. EBC is Everest Base Camp.
You want to hike Everest or this is
No, not
base
just. I
camp?
want to go to the base camp. Just try out the snow, whether I can do it, because everyone says it's difficult. You know, if you because I asked somebody once, what is ABC? He said ABC is it's nothing. It's very easy. I said,
So if you guys wondering, EBC is Everest Base Camp, ABC is Annapurna Base Camp. It's just a different base camp around Everest and all.
So I definitely want to do Everest Base Camp, EBC, one day, maybe soon. I want to do all the things that I want, like hiking. I think EBC will be.
Why EBC? Why not other mountains? Why not?
But before I do EBC, I will do Kinabalu first.
You never done Kinabalu
I've
yet?
never done. I was surprised that many of them
You
have not.
you never
Kinabalu.
done Kinabalu, but straight you want to go to Everest.
Yeah, but since I've already climbed 4,000 over meters, so I thought maybe. But I'm climbing a lot of hills and mountains in Malaysia. The other one we did was Gunung Buah Bunga in Genting. I thought Gunung Buah Bunga is going to be easy. Oh my God, Gunung Buah Bunga was opening for me. It was game change for me. It changed.
Why? What
It was
changes?
one of the toughest I'd ever done, but I managed to do. It was like rocky. I put the leg here, put the leg there, and so much so somebody asked me after I came back, the next climb we had, she asked me, I'm sorry, but how old are you? She asked me. I said, I told her my age. You're my mother's age, you know. And then she looked at me. Your mother's age? Yeah, your mother's age. My mother doesn't do all this. You're doing all this. I say, yeah, I enjoy it. So I enjoy it. It's like a passion for me now. I enjoy climbing and walking because they're surprised that I can like climb up rocks, push, slide down. I managed to do all that.
Without any hesitation, without any.
Yeah, I can just like put my leg up, even if they have a rope, I hold the rope and push myself up. I can do it.
So what developed that mindset?
I think that.
How did you get that mindset where you can actually do this? I have that confidence on pushing myself because I think like people my age also they don't want to go to that kind of places.
I think I have that. I think what you have, I have. Sometimes I'm not fearful. Like I always notice when you're a child, you're not fearful. You will just jump here, jump there. Remember in school what you used to do?
What I used to do.
Like you used to jump on that bus and remember you got hurt and then we had to come and take you to hospital and check whether you've hurt anything in your head. Like I'm not fearful. Like for me, like remember the time I used to take you all to the water park and we used to go to the roller coaster.
Yeah.
Like I used to be in the roller coaster with you. Like I'm not scared. Like your father will say, okay, you all go, I'll wait here.
Yeah.
I'm not coming. The roller coaster is true. It makes me giddy. But I've said, no, let's go try it out. Like I think I have that thing in me. Like I'm not frightened. I'm not fearful of things. I want to try it. So that I think motivates me a lot.
Would you go on a skydiving just like that?
Skydiving, I need to think about it.
So you're not that fearless lah.
Unless you want to try skydiving, maybe I'll
Of
try.
course I want to skydiving. Skydiving is like on bucket list there.
No, if I got somebody with me, okay, you want to do skydiving, let's do, okay.
Okay lah, next year Mount Fiji skydiving.
They have skydiving
Yeah.
there? Oh, I didn't know they have skydiving.
They have skydiving in here so.
Where?
But Fiji would be very nice. Fiji, you're basically skydiving in right beside Mount Fuji. You can see the
Really?
mountain.
Oh,
Right there
okay.
when you're free falling. It's very beautiful. So when
There's something to think of, but
yes.
I think I have not thought about skydiving yet.
I think we'll go lah one day. I think next year we can plan something like that. And okay, when you go hiking a lot, when you do a lot of things, you must have take care of your food intake, your food
Yeah.
everything. So what is your favorite like post workout meal after working out a lot of it? I'm sure you get hungry. Do you eat like go to a restaurant, go eat banana leaf, or what do you eat? What do you eat to keep that energy up? I know I hate this question because I actually know the answer, but they don't know. So you tell.
Normally, I don't eat much. Like after a workout, In fact, I don't eat.
Yeah, I know. She is the most depressing person when it comes to eat. When it comes to meal, like you imagine you are hungry, you're so hungry. Then you ask, you're the only person she right there, which is she, and ask what do you want to eat? Then she'll just say, I don't want to eat. That will just drops the whole mood.
I know. You get depressed
Yeah,
with me.
just imagine you're
Is
hungry. You
that
never
the
eat for about
answer?
you never eat for about 5 days. You'll ask her what do you want to eat. She'll know like not hungry. I don't want to eat, and I'll be looking for a partner to eat. And you just imagine I don't like to eat alone when she's especially that when another person is there and when that person is not eating and I'm eating. It feels weird. It feels very weird. And then I will keep on telling her that that's very weird for me to eat.
Like
And then,
for me, like imagine after a hike. In fact, I don't like to eat. I'll come back home. I'll maybe have a drink or what. But sometimes during our hikes, our boss, the main chief hiker, will give us food. He'll either give us chapati or I think the other time he gave buttermilk, which I enjoyed a lot. I used to drink. I said that is more than enough for me.
I figure you like more liquid than solid
Yeah,
food.
like he gave buttermilk. I think I drank the most, maybe a liter, I suppose. And I came back home and I never eat. I didn't eat. So I said, I'm not hungry. So nowadays I feel like if even after a workout, like even before any hike, I don't eat much. Like I go for the hike, I come back, I don't have all these fainting spells or like people will tell me, hey, you have to have breakfast before you hike. I used to wonder why you need breakfast before you hike. You hike first. Later, if you're hungry, you eat. Like there's no post-workout for meal or pre-workout meal for me. If you're hungry, I eat. If I'm hungry, I will go and eat. If I'm not hungry, if or not, I'll come and prepare my own food, which is vegetables, which y'all will look at me. Are you eating that again? It's like broccoli, mushrooms, all cooked together. But food is it's not like a necessity for me after a workout.
Okay. Then what is like your most rewarding fitness goal you have achieved so far and how did it impact your life?
Like most rewarding fitness, I feel I'm fit now.
What's the
Like earlier on,
what's
I
your
was
benchmark?
not.
Your like this thing is memorable to tell. Like this,
Now I can go and do like endurance training, like I can row do the rowing machine, I can do for 1 hour. And somebody has taught me how to do the rowing machine, like how to get your heart rate up. I will do that. I can do that for 1 hour. And I can feel how fit I am. I can feel, oh, I can do it. Like I can feel my body responding to me. I'm good lah. Like I can lie down and get up myself. Okay, I'm good. So I feel that flexibility, that endurance, that strength training has helped me so much. Like even when I go hiking, I feel like I'm better now. And earlier when I first started, as I told you that certain things I couldn't do that. Everyone was fast. I feel hiking, you don't need to be fast. You just have to finish it. You finish it, but I can be on par with everyone else. Like I don't have to be like, oh, I need help and all that. I can do. Just I need to be careful where you put your leg. Like especially when there are a lot of rocks, you have to be careful.
so at your age, like aren't you like frightened a bit? Like you say, you need to be careful when you go hiking, when you go because at certain at your age, aren't you afraid like if I step somewhere wrong? Because your body, okay, compared to your body and my body, your body a bit more fragile because of age and all.
Yes.
So aren't you afraid like bones might break or you fall down or something happen? Aren't you afraid of those kind of thing? Because I know a lot of people like your age would be a factor when it comes to
Yeah.
hiking. Like they would say like I wouldn't want to hike because of this factor. I would get hurt and anything, and I'll be in hospital for a longer recovery period will be longer. And aren't you afraid of that kind of thing?
That thing has never entered my mind because I always take care that things don't happen. The unexpected doesn't happen. I'm very careful also when especially coming down from a cliff and all that. I know where to put my leg down, and I use the hiking stick. And I always see where I'm going. Like I don't take unnecessary. I don't have to take risk. If I want to, I can take a risk. Like the other time when I went Gunung Bunga, we had to go under a big tree had fallen. We had to go under, and I went this side. And then one of the guides said, "Hey, be careful! I saw a snake there." But I still went through. But I didn't see the snake. Like for me, like, okay, I went through that. I went through and we managed it. Like for me, that risk is there, but I think I want to overcome that. Okay, I can do it. I will do it. I want to do it. I want to enjoy the hike. I want to go to the peak. So I make sure I like it's coming out for me, something like that. Like normally, like people my age, nobody does it. Like some of the like my friends, nobody hikes. I don't have friends my age who hike. Like I'm the only one there. When even when I go for the hiking group, the people are, some of them I think I don't know whether the same age or younger than me, but I'm on par. I'm happy. What I do.
In your personal, this whole journey that you just explained, in your personal journey, fitness journey, what do you value more? Building strength or improving endurance or both? Eating healthy or eating tasty or both? How has this preference influenced your workout routine? Like, how in your what do you value more?
I
Building
think
strength
I
or
want
eating
strength and endurance both. Like I've learned like carrying weights is good for you. Because now with the new age technology, everything is at our fingertips. Like we can like check out and find out what has weights got to do with us. Like earlier on, like we don't see women carrying weight, but now we see like women can carry weight. Everyone has to carry weight. Even older, when you carry weight, it's good for you. Like I've learned, the internet has taught me a lot of things. I do research on my own. I check if somebody tells me something, I go and check. Okay, it's good to carry weight. Now I can do my like squats and goblet squat. Carry the weight and do the squat, and I do the rowing, and I do the buck squat and all that. The buck make sure that I'm fit. Like I make sure I do all this pre workout before I do the workout.
So how do you keep in track? Like all this pre-workout, where do you see?
Like I go to the gym. Like I work out in the gym, and then most probably places I work out is usually Bukit Jalil. Sometimes you teach me.
Yeah.
You work out with me, or your brother works out with me. So I learned all that, and I do it at home. So when I wake up in the morning, I do all my squats and all that, and then I do the exercise. So I use my watch to see how many things I've done. So I feel when I've done that, I find my hiking is easier for me. Like I feel I'm more fitter. The stamina is there for me to I have the stamina to go on. So I enjoy all that. So when I feel something I enjoy, I can do it better. The passion is there for me. Okay, I enjoy it. I do it better, and I can do it. I think many of my friends are surprised that I even go to hiking, and I go overseas trip with my friends for a few weeks, like 2 weeks, and I go there and hike. They're surprised that I'm doing it at my age. For me, I don't want to say the age is just a number.
Yeah.
Age is not a number. We can age gracefully. We no need to age at all. Just continue doing what we like, what we want with passion.
So in that sense, what kind of advice would you give to someone that's struggling to set or achieve their own fitness goals, considering the balance between ambition and realistically expectation? What kind of advice would you give with that whole thing?
I think everyone should exercise. Everyone should be sometimes when we hear a lot of things about body positivity and all that. I feel everyone should take care of their own selves. We shouldn't be dependent on anyone. For instance, my mother and all that, they will say that you have to take care of me. Why shouldn't they take care of themselves? I feel instead of someone taking care of you when it's too late. If you're not taking care of your body, I feel like that. If you're not taking care of your body, why should somebody come in? Somebody has to come in to take care of your body. They will say, oh, what if I fall down? I've been in hospital, who will take care of me? I don't want to be in that sort of situation. They should be able to take care of their body so that we don't need someone to take care. We should be in charge of your fitness level. Okay, I know I'm going on and telling people what not to eat, what to eat, and all that. Some people don't like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I said, why are you getting? I mean, people don't like it when I say, why are you eating now? Do you? I mean, sometimes I tell you, you say you get. But I feel okay. That food is enough for us. Why should we eat so much? When I say things like that. But I don't really like go and say it when person is eating. But I used to wonder why is that person eating like. I mean, it's already enough. Why are we eating so much? Like sometimes when I don't take breakfast, they always say breakfast is the most important meal of the day. And I will say, no, you don't need to have breakfast also. Break the fast. Breakfast is break the fast. You don't need to break the fast. You can break the fast when you are, even at lunchtime or only at dinner time. You can eat whatever time you like.
So they always say breakfast is the most important meal. Is that true?
I don't agree to that at all. Breakfast is nothing.
Why?
Because you break the fast. You break the fast so you can eat whenever you want. So you don't need to eat at breakfast time. You can eat even at dinner time. Just drink enough water, keep your body going. Like water. You have enough water, body going. That's why before I hike, when people ask me, have you taken your breakfast? I say, yes, I've taken. I don't say I don't, because they will look at me in a funny way. Why is this person coming without taking breakfast? So I won't eat. I will hike and later come back home, make my food, or sometimes I eat, sometimes I don't eat.
Is there any difference? Do you feel like
Yeah, I feel energetic.
more energetic?
They will say sometimes, like when you come back from a hike, they're very tired. Sometimes I feel rejuvenated. The adrenaline is pumping. I can do so much other work. Like that's the time like my brain is working, or I can do my stuff. Whatever I want to write, I write. I talk. I mostly I write or read, hear podcasts and all that. But I feel the food thing is maybe you shouldn't be talking about food to me because
Food's a taboo topic for you.
yes, food. If you don't, I don't want food. I don't want food.
So
I don't have to eat.
So speaking about food, okay, like what you were saying about fitness and all. How do you think? Okay, we go a bit more controversial. How do you think fat shaming impacts an individual mental and physical health and their motivation to engage in sports and fitness activity?
I think you shouldn't. I feel you shouldn't fat shame a person. I think it's if a person is fat, maybe we don't know what the person is going through. I tell you personally, I loved comfort food.
Because I know you were fat at one point.
I was
When
fat.
I was small, I remember you were big, and then eventually you went down and down and down. So
When you were small, I think it's that I don't know what made me, but for me the comfort food, I can eat rice. I can't imagine myself doing that, but I used to eat a lot of just rice.
rice and KFC.
KFC, I remember the
Yeah.
pizzas we
Yeah.
used to go and eat. I used to like eat so much. And I still remember when I was in school and I saw my photographs there with my friend, Mrs. Ng, and I said, Tama, how big he looked. And the clothes I used to wear, like, oh my God, was that me? And I was like going on and on eating. I never thought about fitness, but I used to like take you to the playground and all that. But like I was like athlete in school. I used to run in school and all that. What is this like? I feel like but nobody body shamed me. But I knew I was just letting myself go.
So how do you think fat shaming impact an individual mental health and physical?
I think you shouldn't fat shame a person. Maybe talk to the person, find out what is he undergoing. But sometimes if some person really likes food and starts eating on his own, then we can't help. But I think a person should take care of their body. As I said before, everyone is responsible for their own body. If you want to eat, you eat. But you shouldn't be like telling, oh, come join me to eat. You understand what I'm saying? Like, fat shaming is not a good thing, but whoever is fat should be responsible also for their body. I don't know whether I'm getting this right, but why are we eating so much? I just want to know. I ask you, why do you eat? Like, I feel like now we have like...
Because I like food.
You
The
enjoy
main
food.
thing, I enjoy
but I
food,
don't.
yeah.
I know you like food, but you eat like one big meal a day. After that, you don't eat anything much. I feel that is good. In fact, I've always tell go home at 1 meal a day. And people ask me, I can go home at, I can eat 1 meal or I don't eat a meal for 3-4 days. It's okay with me. But people don't like. But I feel you shouldn't fat shame a person. You should maybe talk to them, find out what is their problem. Why are you doing this?
Because I know like eating a lot is also like a coping mechanism for a lot of people, like stress, for example. Like I have my own brother that if he's stressed, he eats a lot. So like it's a coping mechanism. It's not necessary they like food. It's a coping mechanism for them to feel it's normal, or for them to put their attention to something else. So they eat. They eat and eat and eat.
Especially when a brother is on a diet, it's difficult to approach him.
It's a whole new ball game when it comes to that.
Food, but I feel like last time when we were growing up, we never had this thing like this food thing. You eat like whatever we had, we ate. Like now we have like so many like things like McDonald's, KFC, pizza, like everything. Fast food is all over the place, and people like okay, today we can't cook. Okay, shall we order KFC, or we order this, we order that? The food is already there. Like we are spoiled for choice. Maybe that's one of the reasons also, I feel.
So okay, compare like that remind me of one more question I want to ask. When you were young, when you were in estate and all, were the accessibility of food much more better than now? Like now we can, it's like literally on our phone we can order Grab food. Like last time, were like everyone physically fit, or
I think everyone was physically fit.
In your estate, everyone was physically
fit because what we did in the estate was we had only breakfast, we had lunch, tea and dinner. We had all the 4.
So do you all cook at home?
Yeah, we cook.
Most of the time?
Yes, everything was cooked. We never bought food unless somebody goes into town, they buy all the...
So how far was it?
Town was far.
Like how far? Like 100 kilometers?
No. Town was like 20 kilometers.
So you need to travel 20 kilometers
to get food
there.
if you want. So going into town to have food is like once a month. Once a month, or if somebody goes, they will buy char kway teow and all that. And we loved char kway teow. But we never realized it. But we never hankered for it because the food was already there.
So like you're telling like your cook in the estate and all, you all never had the craving once
No.
You'll just like you'll live with what you'll have.
Yes.
That was your mentality.
The breakfast is there. My mother used to make breakfast. Usually it'd be dosa and all the Indian food. Or normally we are asked to eat breakfast. Then she left lunch, and then we left tea, and then we have dinner. Like most of the time, I think it started with me very young also. When I was young, when I come back from school, my mother will ask me, I come eat food. I'll ask her, what food do you have for me? Like how you'll ask me. And she will tell, fish curry. I say, fish curry? I don't eat today. I'll go off. I won't eat. Sometimes, because we'll eat upstairs. And then I'll ask my sister, hey, you eat for me. I don't eat. I think maybe that's why I'm short also. I refuse to eat food.
Not short. Your whole family is short. That's why you're short.
But because I never eat. I don't like food. When I was young, I never eat. I never enjoyed food. I don't know why. But later, I used to enjoy food, and then I started growing sideways. When I enjoy food, now I realize, oh dear, I'm not going to go sideways. I'm going to take care of myself. I think that's what made me like, okay, I want to eat. I eat healthy food. Like when you all see me eating vegetable, you all say, hey, that's crappy. That's what she eats. But I enjoy that food. I can make my vegetable. I eat that every day of the week. It doesn't disturb me or anything. Like I enjoy what I eat. Like even if we go out, I make sure I eat what I want. Like nobody is there to force me to. No, you have to finish the food. That's why sometimes when we go to like restaurants and all that, like people will say, oh, you paid money, you have to finish everything. I feel no. If your stomach says enough, you stop it. You don't have to eat. Don't have to. The food is wasted or what? But don't order so much. Order less.
So, you've been a teacher for almost 30 years.
Yes.
You've been in education system for a long time. Do you think the Malaysian education system places enough emphasis on physical education and sports?
Oh no, I don't think so. Like kindergarten, yes, we have swimming, we have taekwondo, we have everything to do with physical activity. But when they go to standard one and all that, everything is cut. Children don't run anymore. Children don't even run. Like they are like confined to a classroom. They have like extracurricular activities, but nothing much. They don't have much things like that athletic things in the children are not seen. It's too late even to develop. When they are very young, there nothing is developed there. So I feel children should be more free. Like kindergarten, they enjoy, but I don't know how. But when I used to teach in the kindergarten, I used to take them out. Then we play games and all that with them. They enjoy it. And then they have swimming, like swimming activities. But in schools, we don't have swimming pools. I don't know why Malaysian schools don't have swimming pools. They should have. We pay so much money, they don't have swimming pools. Even taekwondo, parents have to pay money and send them out to do. Like parents have to take the initiative to send them, see if the child is good, become a champion, Olympic champion. We don't have any SEA Games. SEA Games, yes. Asian Games, no, not much. Like parents have to like do a lot of things. Why the schools are not doing it? Schools should do that. Like incorporate a very a child, make children exercise, have something good for them. Like we say the fact that Asian Games we don't get any medals. Why we're not doing it from the beginning. Like when a child is like 16, 17 years old, we ask to run. The child must be running earlier, so that exercise is not there. How do we have champions? We cannot have champions.
Like I know a lot of like F1 drivers. They started like go-karting when they were like 3-4 years old. Because they started their cognitive skills on that time itself. 3-4 years old, and then by the time when they are 20, they are champions.
Like for instance, I always see push bikes. I feel every child should have a push bike before they are 3. Because it's very good for the leg. Sometimes I see the children, oh my God, the way they can push the bike. And they say, why can't they pedal? But if you use your muscles to push the bike, it's so good for the child. 2 years, 3 years old can already be doing it. Parents should take the children out, enjoy the childhood with them. Enjoy and maybe make a champion out of them. We'll never know.
Okay, so I got 2 last questions. We're running out of time with you, but 2 last questions. I need you to answer as briefly as possible. So, the fat shaming part, we go back to the fat shaming part. I forgot to ask one question. What steps can we take as individual, as a society, to combat fat shaming and create a more inclusive and supportive environment in the fitness world? How do we create what steps can we take as individual?
I feel most probably you should like talk to the person and find out why are we fat shaming the person. Like fat shaming is also a cruel thing. Like sometimes like children, like when they're young also, they like without realizing it, they will tell the person is fat. So sometimes we don't know why the person is fat. Maybe he likes food. Maybe he's going
coping
through
mechanism, depressed. I know some people they're depressed, they eat a lot. So
yeah, because when sometimes you just enjoy the food because that food never answers to you.
Yeah.
The food is there for you to enjoy, so you enjoy the food so much, then you just find yourself letting go. Okay, I'm eating and eating. Oh, I look forward to my rice and sambar and egg. That's like the most comfort food. The food gives me pleasure. So maybe that's what makes them. But maybe we should like talk to them. But I feel every person should be responsible. Why am I letting myself go? Like now, like when we talk, like using the word fat is like a shame word, taboo. Like we can't say the person is fat. Oh, what if the person gets what do you call hurt?
Yeah.
Because I'm using the word. But I feel nowadays everything is like everything is a taboo word. We can't use the word fat. We cannot use the word. Why is the person? What word shall we use? If a person is fat, how I sometimes feel should we be able to tell the person that why the person?
You gotta always think twice or thrice.
Yeah, like last time, like previously, like I still remember when I used to eat, my mother will stop me. She'll stop, don't eat this. I used to wonder why she did that. Now I realize like she was not fat shaming me.
Yeah.
But she was telling me not to eat.
Yeah.
But she'll tell me, hey, you don't eat like this. My father doesn't do that. But my mother will tell, don't eat this. This is not good for you. Later only I realized, but now I feel people get very agitated. When I stop them from eating, they will say, hey, why I can't eat this? I like it. What? I want to eat. But I feel people, we don't say things like, because it will affect your body. Will it affect your body? It will affect your body.
Yeah.
But I think even in like schools and all that, we should talk to children about eating healthily.
Yeah.
Eating healthily instead of fat shaming a person. Eat healthily. Why? Or find out why the person is doing like that.
So educate before.
Educate, yes.
That's the main thing.
Educate the person. Find out what should we eat. To
Basically,
be healthy.
educate and talk to them because we never know what they are going
Person
through.
going through.
You never know whether they're going through something bad.
Yes.
Maybe that's a coping mechanism. You never know. So, okay, last question before we end the show, end the topic. Old people and old sport. What are your thoughts on the social taboo that suggests older individuals should not do certain exercise like weightlifting, endurance training, and how can we challenge the stereotype to promote fitness and at all age? Because I know some people, they tell like once you're 60 you cannot carry, once you're 60 you cannot go hike and all. So what are your thoughts on the social taboo and how do you like tell them, hey, actually it's okay, we can actually do this, and how you promote for all ages?
For me, I always say, I feel nowadays, I feel age, when they say age is just a number, I feel age is not a number. Age is nothing. If you want to do anything, you go ahead and do it. And weight, and carrying weight and doing exercise, endurance exercise is good for the body. Please carry on doing. Endurance built up your stamina. And if you're good, your balance is there, your flexibility is there. So you have to do what we want to do. You take care of, you are in charge of your body, so you take care of your body. You don't have someone to come and tell you what you can do. If you have the means, hire a personal trainer to get fit. I feel I'm the fittest now.
Even when you're in 20, from 20 years old, 30 years old, now you're fit.
Yeah, I feel, I know what I'm doing. I feel I'm the fittest now. I feel I can do so many things which I've not able to do when I was even 50. I thought my 50 was my golden period.
Now is a golden
I
period.
feel now is my golden period. I've done things which I've not even thought I will do. Especially the hikes, the exercise, my hot yoga. Hot yoga was a turning point for me.
Yeah. So
I have to thank you also.
Yeah.
Like when we went for the challenge and all that, like I was competing with you. I was thinking, hey, I'm competing with Pritu so much. So Isabella asked me, hey, you want a certificate?
Yeah. So with the whole thing, like I'll end the show with that note, like with whatever you going through, that inspired me to do a lot of things. So a lot of like hiking. You're doing things that I wanted to do, like going to countries, traveling, looking at things that I never thought of. Like, would you imagine, like when you were 20, you would go to places like Kedarnath, see mountains or snows, seeing places, blue lagoons. So that inspired me, and that's why also like we are going on a trip to India, north of India, to one of the most beautiful places. Hamta Pass. So that inspired me, and I was just telling her that you going to places like I need to be fit. I need to come, and we actually are going. So I'd like to end that show with that note. Thank you for inspiring me, and yeah, so stay tuned for our next episode, and we'll be coming back with more.